Good morning to all traders and welcome to Orbex Daily Market Insights video with myself, Stavros. While Chinese VP Liu He is traveling to the US with hopes to make a deal either today or by tomorrow, I choose to shift away from the dollar, risk assets and the majors and focus on two very good opportunities. We're going to see what's happened with the Aussie Kiwi and also look into pound yen. Two pairs you want to add on your watch list for the following few days for sure. Now, on the economic calendar today, we have a few speeches coming up from the US. Fed Chair Powell is speaking. We have Bostic and Evans as well later in the night. Now, on other currencies, we have the Canadian trade balance and new housing price index, then the US trade balance, the US PPI, and also the US initial jobless claims. Not anything too major, but small moves, of course, are expected. So before we start, of course, just our risk disclaimer, note that none of the recommendations here constitute investment advice and losses can exceed profits. I want to start with Aussie Kiwi for our chart. So we've talked about Aussie Kiwi, and I believe from down here we talked about prices getting up to that level around 1.068. That was like a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So we've had a full wave to the upside impulse. Then we looked at the correction. We talked about the correction, and what we see at the moment. I wasn't actually expecting this to happen, but I chose to ignore it because it's from news. It's from the New Zealand interest rate cut decision. So I was expecting something like 1, 2, 3, and then price to go lower. Anyway, I'm still expecting the same scenario to play in. But now I'm not expecting the prices to decline as much as before. We do receive some signals here on both RSI and the MACD, and this is what we are seeing over here. Okay, so the important thing to note is that we have this resistance held prices firm. Okay, so because this happened, prices started moving lower, and now I'm expecting prices to start moving, to keep moving a little bit further down. Okay, so we've got the first impulse and the first correction. I'm expecting another impulse, another correction, and from here is where we can start looking for further clues. But the important thing is that once we get this decline, okay, and if of course we do get it, once we get this and prices reach to 1.5 or 1.45, we don't know how deep this correction is going to be, and it is a correction because we are looking at this as a first impulse, okay, and that is a second wave to the downside. We're then looking from here for bulls to step in and create an opportunity of quite a few pips. So pay attention to that. Go down on the 1 hour quickly. So we'll just see that in a closer view. This is what I'm expecting to happen. Okay, I'm expecting another impulse to the downside, then a small correction or so, and this is where we're probably looking for further clues. Okay, we could see some consolidation here and a rejection over here, or higher highs to keep pretty much forming up. Now, with this happening, I want to see a nice divergence signal both on the RSI and the MACD. We can see that it's building up. Okay, it is building up. On the RSI, it's built up a bit more rather than the MACD. But we really want to see that, offering a good opportunity before we start stepping in. Now, so this is for the Aussie New Zealand. Let's go on pound yen, because this is also offering a great opportunity. So if we look at this from a cycle perspective, we finished the first wave impulse to the down to the upside here, and this is the first correction. Okay, now how long is going to correct for, and how for how much more in terms of the downside, we don't know, but we are near a very good psychological level, 143. We could go down to 142, okay, because there is a lot of room to move and there is no invalidation points or sort of pressure points, let's call them, from the bulls at the moment, because the RSI keeps continuing going lower and the MACD the same. The thing is that once we step to this level and we start, the correction is done, we're looking at, again, with a second wave to come in and then the third wave to come in, and that is going to go as a very big opportunity potentially here. Okay, now after the ABCDE, we expect some sort of false break over here, let's call it, and then prices to move higher. Down on the 1 hour, down an hour, we've broken outside this open triangle pattern in an impulse wave. Okay, that in my opinion is not yet done. So what I'm looking is at the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement around 142, or even a little bit higher, 142,500, to be the last stop for this correction. Okay, so we're looking at a triple wave to the downside here, and prices then will correct, and from here, of course, is where we would be expecting further clues to be seen. Obviously, we will want prices to go back above this line to start considering some good entry points. Now, on the 1 hour chart, we start seeing some small bullish signals forming up, but obviously we want them to be much more complete rather than just what we are offered at the moment. So a further correction, a deeper correction is expected with the last wave 5 to the downside very likely to give us a very good opportunity and give to the bulls a very good opportunity to step in. I want to thank you for one more session, for following, for watching our video. Of course, if you like it, hit the like button. I would recommend, again, as always, that you keep an eye on our blog, is where we'll cover the latest news. We publish trading ideas and provide all the necessary tools a trader needs.